The advancement of information technology has completely transformed the way humans wage war. Gone are the days of thousands of soldiers rushing towards each other in battle. Modern war is a game of information, and the board is digital. Nations compete in cyber warfare to eliminate key infrastructure, gather advanced intel, and manipulate mass media. In the past 12 months, we've seen how these new forms of warfare can yield both positive and negative impacts for humanity. In the next few minutes, we will explore both sides of this debate and allow you to make your own informed decision on whether the advancement of information technology is improving cyber warfare. The use of information technology in warfare leads to more accurate military operations with reduced human casualties. This point was recently highlighted on June 22nd with the U.S. bombing of Iranian nuclear facilities. Due to advanced intelligence, the United States military was able to carry out a highly efficient bombing operation on 3 separate facilities without a single American casualty. From advanced Israeli intel gathered through digital hacking and SIM cloning, the U.S. military could avoid detection and know with exact certainty where the facilities were located. With this complete information, the U.S. could also ensure there were no civilian casualties. 2 days later, on June 24th, a ceasefire was agreed upon. Previous wars in the Middle East, like Afghanistan, which lasted 20 years, and Iraq 9 years, persisted for much longer, with civilians caught in the crossfire. Through the use of information technology, the U.S. military accurately struck key targets and avoided a larger scale war and ultimately reduced casualties.
One of the negative impacts of information technology on cyber warfare is the increase in attacks on critical non-military infrastructure. Non-military infrastructure includes essential systems like power plants, hospitals, water treatment facilities, telecom networks, and banks. These are crucial to everyday life and national stability, but they're often easier to hack than military systems because they rely on outdated or underprotected technology. A major example is the Salt Typhoon cyber attack, a state-sponsored operation linked to China that happened in late 2024. It targeted at least 8 major US telecom companies, including Verizon, AT&T, and Lumen. The attackers stole massive amounts of call metadata, which includes who people contacted, for how long, and from where, all of which can reveal significant details about one's personal life. These types of cyber attacks allow foreign actors to spy on US officials, map out vulnerabilities in our communication networks, and quietly gather sensitive intelligence. It highlights how information technology can be weaponized in modern cyber warfare with serious risks to both national security and civilian privacy.
With recent cyber attacks and the growing advancements in information technologies, traditional cybersecurity methods are becoming insufficient. To counteract this, the Zero Trust Cybersecurity Framework, a model that assumes systems will eventually become compromised and no entity should be automatically trusted, has grown more popular to protect organizations against malicious attacks. ZT is built on 3 main principles. Number 1, never trust, always verify. Traditionally, trusted devices are usually based on their initial locations. However, with technologies like VPN, this could result in many vulnerabilities. With the ZT model, everything should be verified consistently and nothing is to be assumed so that these kind of vulnerabilities are less likely to happen. Number 2, least privilege access. All users, applications, and systems have the minimum level of access to resources and data to perform their intended functions to limit possible paths available to attackers. And number 3, assume breach and plan for the worst. No system is completely secure and prepares for inevitable intrusions by continuously conducting thorough risk assessments and identify potential threats and vulnerabilities. The U.S. Department of Defense has released a detailed report as of June 2024 of their adoption of the ZT framework. Their implementation is highly effective and necessary since they work closely with U.S. military branches and official government agencies who deal with lots of sensitive data and are potential targets to domestic and foreign cyber attacks. In the DoD's detailed ZT report, they lay out procedures and compliance that follow the 3 main principles to ensure continuous verification, minimizing breaches through strict access, and constant monitoring.
Another negative aspect of information technology's impact on cyber warfare is the difficulty in establishing effective international regulations and enforcement. As information technology rapidly evolves, international laws and frameworks struggle to keep pace, resulting in a disconnected and inconsistent legal landscape. Many cyber attacks go past national borders, exploiting jurisdictional gaps and legal loopholes, which makes identification, prosecution, or retaliation highly challenging. There is still no universally agreed upon framework that defines what constitutes an act of cyber war, nor are there binding rules for response and accountability. This legal ambiguity creates what experts describe as a Wild West environment in cyberspace, where state and non-state actors operate without fear of prosecution. An example is the United States Convention Against Cybercrime, finalized in December of 2024, which intended to address the global rise in cyber threats. But the convention has already been criticized for its vague and broad definitions, lack of clear safeguards, and the potential for misuse. This demonstrates how even newly adopted international agreements can quickly become outdated or ineffective, highlighting how advances in information technology continue to outpace the development of clear, enforceable, and cooperative global regulations.
Artificial intelligence is transforming cyber warfare in a positive way by improving the detection and response to cyber threats. AI processes vast amounts of data in real time, identifying threats faster and more accurately than ever before. Another major advantage is automation. AI-driven incident response can immediately isolate compromised systems and block malicious traffic autonomously, reducing the window for attackers to cause harm. AI systems can also predict attacks by identifying subtle patterns and anomalies of behavior. AI empowers human analysts by filtering noise and prioritizing alerts, helping cybersecurity teams focus on the most critical threats, supporting better decision-making and more efficient use of resources. In a recent article, NATO committed to integrating AI into network monitoring, threat detection, and decision support systems to enable faster, more effective responses to cyber threats. AI-powered threat detection and response bring enhanced speed, accuracy, and adaptability to cyber defense, protecting critical infrastructure and strengthening national and international security in an era where cyber warfare is a constant and evolving threat.
Another negative impact of information technology in cyber warfare is the rise of AI-generated disinformation, especially during political or military crises. In May 2025, during the India-Pakistan conflict, AI-generated deepfakes and fake war footage rapidly spread across social media. False claims like India capturing Lahore or arresting Pakistani generals were widely believed and viewed by millions. And what made it worse was that mainstream news channels and politicians unknowingly amplified the fakes, giving them legitimacy. This led to public panic and a surge of nationalist outrage on both sides. Experts later warned that this wave of misinformation brought two nuclear-armed nations dangerously close to war, and with only a fraction of harmful posts being flagged, it became clear how unprepared social platforms are to handle this threat. It's a powerful example of how AI can turn misinformation into a weapon with global consequences.
In today's cyber battlefield, it is not only government bodies defending society, but non-state actors are also stepping up to protect people around the world. Over the past year, tech companies, non-government organizations or NGOs, and cyber activists have spent significant efforts to safeguard civilians from cyber threats. For example, the tech accord signed by 27 major tech companies pledged to fight off AI deepfake disinformation. Similarly, nonprofits like the NewsGuard and True Media help the public spot fake news before they go viral. NGOs like the Cyber Peace Institute offer free cybersecurity support for critical organizations like hospitals and human rights groups. Additionally, funds like the Common Group Cyber Fund, backed by the G7, help nonprofits around the globe get vital protections. Moreover, on privacy, over 200 civil groups like the EEF and the ACLU have defended billions of people through strong encryption. In short, these non-state actors are giving society a safe internet, protecting us from AI deceptions, defending critical services like hospitals, and preserving the right to private communication. These actions prove that cyber defense is not just a military endeavor, it is a shared civic mission, and non-state actors have started building the digital shield that protect the public's rights, institutions, and futures.
Another major negative in cyber warfare is the difficulty of attribution, so figuring out who's actually behind an attack. Hackers use tools like VPNs, proxies, and false flags to hide their identity, and sometimes leave false clues on purpose to throw investigators off. Attacks are also more complex now, and many use multi-staged strategies that take months to trace. This causes serious problems. If we can't prove who did it, governments can't respond or retaliate with confidence, which weakens deterrence and gives attackers more freedom. For example, in May 2025, the Czech Republic revealed that its foreign ministry had been attacked by APT-31, a Chinese state-sponsored group. The attack started back in 2022, but it took years to confidently attribute it. During that time, hackers accessed sensitive data, and the delay weakened the government's response while exposing vulnerabilities in their cyber infrastructure. Cases like this show why improving attribution capabilities is critical for global stability in cyberspace. Thank you for listening.